Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This your daily go getism number 758 for October 30th, 2016. Tonight I want to talk to y'all about when you can sense that there's more to a story than somebody is telling you. You know how it is, like somebody will be telling you about something that happened to them or something that they've been through or whatever. And you can kind of tell that they're leaving things out of the story that might be pertinent to the story or it might not be. But because you may have had some experience in the situation that they're talking about, that you can tell like it ain't adding up right. You putting two and two together, and you're not getting four. You're getting more like two and a half, three, three and a quarter. It's not like the person is lying to you. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're lying by omission. You know, people say that people are lying by omission when they don't tell you a specific part of the story. And it may be the case, but I don't really look at it that way. I just look at it as maybe there's some sensitive parts of the story that they don't really want to go into because it may involve people that they don't really want to reveal or whatever. Like there are some things about the story that would probably be better left unsaid. The problem is that they don't go unnoticed. Like you can tell, like something ain't right. It's like, all right, in the movie Meet the Browns, where Tyler Perry movie Mr. Browns, right? Meet the Browns or whatever. In that movie, the chick who lived in the projects was getting her electricity cut off. Now, for anybody who has ever known anything about public housing, you know that all utilities are included. You can't get your electricity turned off. You can't get the heat turned off. You can't get the water turned off. And that's a national thing. So he like really dropped the ball on that. And that's kind of what it seems like when you start thinking about when somebody's telling you parts of a story and you're like, nah, that don't work like that. It's like if you tell a person that that somebody got shot and when they went to the hospital, the doctors didn't order a policeman to come in and interview you. Like you can't get shot without having to make a police report. There's no way. No way. So if somebody tells you that they went to the hospital because they had a gunshot wound and they try to tell you that they fixed up the gunshot wound and everything and then we went home. Like, nah, it doesn't work that way. You had to get an interview. You had to. Because they can't have people out on the street with guns that will shoot people. There has to be an investigation. So it's like one of those things. You know some things about the story that ain't right. So if somebody tries to tell you something that doesn't really jive well with the facts of what you know about what they're talking about, you want to give them that dog look at.
What you walking around, Reggie? You can't just go to the hospital and won't have a policeman give you a interview?
It's just one of those things. And it gets a little worse when you know that the people that somebody may be talking about. So you know how somebody tells you a story and you already know how the story went, but they're telling you anyway because they don't know that you know. So you're listening to like certain details of the story and you can tell that they're telling the story in their own way, from their own vision, from their own perspective. And you already know how the whole thing played out, but they don't know you know. So you can look at it a couple of ways. You can look at it like they're lying, but what's that going to really get you? Because you don't know that they just may have forgotten something about the story. So if you come up with it like, well, I heard that blah, 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 then you already going to have them on guard. So they're going to know to shut the story down. And like I said, it's not always a bad thing. It's just that, listen, sometimes when something happens to you something tragic happens to you or something surprising happens to you, sometimes you need a while to process it. So when you tell people about it, it could be the case that your adrenaline was running all high, that you can't even remember exactly every detail about the story, but you know that some crazy stuff happened, and you told them the parts that you could remember. So it could be that, but you can look at it like it's kind of rude to press somebody about a story, about details of the story, when they're offering you the information. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta let that go, because they may not feel comfortable telling you everything that happened. Are they lying by omission? Maybe. Maybe not. Are they straight up lying? Nah, I don't think so. Especially if they volunteered the information. They all have their own reasons, and you probably have done this at some point in your life too, where it may have started all the way back when you were a child, and let's say you had a bad report card coming home, so you didn't divulge up until the time of the report card exactly what was going on in your classes. You may have just said, "Oh, everything is okay. Oh, I'm not having no trouble." Were you lying by omission? Depends on how you look at it. The bottom line is that you didn't tell the whole story. You told the parts that you wanted to tell. And people do that. So we just got to watch out for it. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, sometimes people just don't want to tell you the whole story. They may need time to process it and get it right in their mind. They may have just forgotten certain things. And there may be people in the story, that need to remain anonymous or totally out of the story in order to protect the guilty. It'd be like that sometimes. Make sure y'all check out the Daily Go Getivism show every single day at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 319-527-6199 or blogtalkradio.com/Sun752. So make sure y'all get with us every single day. No holidays, no sick days, no nothing else, no vacation days. Every single day we're on. Alright, so I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Peace.